Why did you choose to specifically work with older animals like that?
Well, I'm a nurse myself, and of course I grew up in Denmark, and I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and I always liked, or felt drawn towards being with the older people, and older animals too, and there's a certain wisdom and stability and knowledge, wisdom, that you find with the older ones. And being a nurse, I have worked a lot with older people, and I have done animal rescue for many years. And so when it came time to form the sanctuary here, I wanted to do something for the old animals, because nobody or very few people are doing anything for them. And, you know, in the culture, it's kind of glossed over. Nobody wants to
really see it.
Yeah, they don't want to see it. They don't want to slow down. They don't want to, yeah. So I felt there was a special place that they needed some, you know, not only help, but care and education, educating people about the wonderful ways of helping animals bring an end to their lives and help them die peacefully and being loved and cared for.
They deserve that too, don't they?
I beg your pardon?
They deserve that too.
Yes, they absolutely do. And it's a natural part of our lifespan that we should not throw away. Mm-hmm. You know, it's gathering everything up, really. And so it is a joy to take care of them. And we have, you know, good help. We have volunteers that come in and help.
People are donating to support you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Then we're calling for donations. You guys that are out there that are moved and touched by this lady, you know, needs financial help too to support those animals, don't you?
It is, yeah, we do. And we do a lot of education. We do workshops on how to take care of your animals, and we do first aid, nutrition, wills and estate planning. We do end-of-life care. All kinds of things that that we have during the year, so that people become more not only knowledgeable but comfortable too in that's something they can do. So we really want the old animals to stay in their homes with their families. And sometimes I go out and help people with that in their homes and get their homes set up so that it works well for them. So the idea is not that people can just come and dump their animals here. It's really that we want to teach by example and inspiration, inspire people to do the right thing at home. And yes, you can do it, and we will help you.
Those beautiful little creatures here.
Yes, and we are up here in the poultry yard, and this section we're in here is especially for the real old ones, those that haven't been socialized real well when they first come in. They've had some abuse or, you know, not so good situations, and so you can see there are many little neighborhoods here, so they can form special relationships, and they can form a community of their own, and it is so important. This was just Carlotta who ran by you here. This is Carlotta. She was found in a parking lot down in Edgewood. And you can see we have one rooster here in the infirmary, if you can see him.
Oh, yeah.
He has a bad leg right now, and so he gets medication, and he's just getting a little rest here. So that's very important that we have a place we can separate them like this when they first come in. And this is, there is Lasco. Here's a picture of Lasco.
Come here. Come inside, because I love how you have a lot of spiritual images all around. You have prayer flags, and you have even the Grotte of Lascaux. Huh?
Yes, and we have Merlin and Genevieve here, and we have various fairy tales and so forth. But this is where they rest at night, and so it's an important part of their lives too.
Well, what's amazing is that you do that with animals. A lot of people would not bring those healing images, and you know, it's amazing. It does affect them, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Paramahansa Yogananda from the SRF, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, he is one of our spiritual protectors here. Wow. here in the poultry yards, very few people do rescue for poultry because people are used to them being food animals. They don't want to think about them much. You know, they see them in the plastic bag and on the plate, and then that's it. But I feel it's really important for people to connect with what they eat, and we don't teach anything specific, you know, but just maybe to say thank you for what is on your plate and make sure that those animals have had a good life and been respected and cared for the best we can. And these two turkeys here are both 18 years old. They've been with me since they were babies. They were throwaways. But this is very old for them. It would be maybe like a person that's 110 years old or so. But they are still strong and
I love the prayer flags everywhere. More prayer flags. So they have a great area to play with.
They do. They do.
And what is going on here?
This is a little graveyard for them. A little memorial yard for them. When somebody dies, they get buried over here. And we like to keep it here. They for the horses get buried on the land here too. The dogs we take to cremation for their ashes, and then we put them in the soil and we plant. We have a memorial garden. Yeah. But we're watching the picture here in the roses of Salvador. Salvador has since passed on, but he was with us for about 2-3 years, and you'll see in the picture that he was a pit bull, and he was very old when he came to us. He was very disabled and mangled and traumatized in many, many ways. And he had been used as a bait dog in dog fighting for the dogs to practice on. So he had had a terrible, terrible life. We managed to get him.
This is heartbreaking when we hear that. I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
He had the biggest heart, huh?
He had the biggest heart. We got him rehabilitated little by little. He had acupuncture, he had chiropractic care, he had Reiki, he had T-touch, and lots of just plain loving care. And we got him rehabilitated to the point where he could get up and just walk very short distances, be a little independent. And he just blossomed. He had the biggest heart. He was just the most loving spirit that you could imagine, and people would come from far away just to sit with him. He was so healing, and
bless his little soul.
Yeah. So it was. It's, you know, you never know who's going to come in here next, and so we do what we can.
So you do attract special little animals, don't you? That decide to retire.
Yeah.
Would you consider them as not gods, but as masters, or as some people with, you know, very, very special message here?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do. They certainly have. I mean, everybody is so special here, you know. But there are some that are just, in addition, further outstanding. There's an angelic and heart quality about them that that is just further developed, in my way of putting it. And everybody is drawn towards it. It's like a magnet. And they offer so much healing to anyone who comes around them, and to the whole sanctuary here too.
And they teach us love, huh? They bring unconditional love in our life, don't they?
Unconditional, and more than that, even the fact that they can turn a page after so much trauma, so much terrible, terrible pain and trauma, that they can turn a page and somehow move on with an open heart, is what a teaching that is. That is just, I don't know how many of us people who can readily do that. It is such a teaching. So it was such a blessing and such an honor to have him here. And then, of course, they always die too soon, as we think of it. He's only been with us for about a month or so. And he had a hard time adjusting initially. He comes from a very traumatic situations too. He, as I said before, he has been abused also. He has a lot of arthritis over his back and his hind legs. So, for instance, even picking up his hind legs he cannot do. Like when the farrier comes in, you can just turn them a little bit like this here. So he looks good though, but he is older than he looks. Yes, what a nice boy he is. And you can see the marks up here. Oh, honey.
You are beautiful.
He has saddle sores up here too. It's because he has had bad wounds on his back here.
Some people would do that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of abuse with horses, unfortunately. And there he is. That's partner. Yes. He did not know how to take treats when he first came. So now he's learning. He's learning that he gets fed every day, 3 times a day. And he's very happy with that. Hi, honey. Yeah.
He is so beautiful. He's got a beautiful head. And
he is beautiful.
Even proportioned body. I mean, he's a magnificent horse. I can't even believe some people would abuse such a beautiful.
He is very sweet. He was very, very shy when he first came, very suspicious of people, very frightened, because he didn't know what you were going to do to him, of course. And now he is just, you can see he comes up to you now, and he is looking. He's looking for more. Here we go.
He knows there is more.
You give him that one. See?
Yeah.
There. Okay.
So you're happy in your new home?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm not used to being interviewed, but this is their beds where we have at 1 o'clock we close every day and they have siesta. So this is their beds. So we always have visitors in the mornings, and then at 1 o'clock sharp we close and they have their beds here. And then of course when it, they have fans on here when it gets hot, and there she is. She's only been with us for a couple of weeks, and she was very frightened. And she's 18, and she's recovering now. She's learning to eat. She eats like a horse now.
Good girl.
He's been with us for about a year, and he was found out in the road, with a fractured jaw and a lot of infection all over. And the vet had to remove half of his jaw, so right now he only has half a jaw. It means he doesn't really have a floor in his mouth, so it's flopping around. It's very hard for him to eat properly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you feed him?
He gets soft food, and we cook all his food, and then we feed him 4 times a day. So he's just had lunch, so he's very happy now. Oh yes. What
a beautiful room here too you have, huh?
Thank you.
So this is the angel room.
This is the angel room.
You educate people here.
We can have about 22 people here, and when we do workshops, and we set up with chairs, and then of course in the winter the big dogs sleep in here too. So yes, and you can see his tongue is hanging out. He doesn't have a single tooth left, and many of the others too have, they have no teeth really, but they get soft food and very good nutrition. So we're very big on good nutrition, and we have very low vet bills that way too, So yeah, they would all have been euthanized if we hadn't taken them in. And of course there are many we cannot take in because we don't have the room or the resources. And but we do what we can. And
the one that are here were supposed to be here.
Yes.